J'aime ton sourire, spécialement lorsqu'il est pour moi. T'aimes pas faiblir, c'est ringard, mais c'est ce que j'aime chez toi. Et tu te moques de mes stories, je t'explique et tu souris. Tu veux me voir au quotidien dans la vraie vie. Et s'il faut me divertir, tu sauras me faire plaisir. Et c'est ça qui chez toi m'a conquise. C'est peut-être un gars, mais ça te perd et te tira et ça me plaît. Il n'y a que toi pour m'offrir ça. Ça ne t'invente pas les gens comme toi. C'est peut-être un gars, mais ça se perd et c'est tireur et ça me plaît. Il n'y a que toi pour m'offrir ça. Ça ne t'invente pas les gens comme toi.
More music variety on Power Ace Radio.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Power Ace Radio Meet the Artist. Now, today we have a fantastic guest. We have Maeva, and we have our ever wonderful translator, Sarah Louise. So, Maeva, how are you today? Welcome to the show.
Bienvenue Maeva, comment ça va? Je pense que tu as compris ça.
Merci beaucoup de me recevoir dans votre émission, ça va très bien, je suis très heureuse d'être avec vous et je comprends quand même assez bien l'anglais, mais c'est vrai que pour répondre...
So Maeva was just saying thank you so much for having her, and she does understand quite a bit of English, but to reply it will be helpful to have me.
Yeah, well, if I speak too quickly, just let me know, because I can do that quite a lot. So I was wondering, to kick things off, now I know that last year you released a wonderful album called ENDORPHINE, and this year you have been quite busy actually, as we're only in April. I thought we were in March or something. So you've been quite busy. You wrote 2 renditions of Barbie Girl and Just the Way You Are, and also a new single called, now correct me if I'm wrong, if I can pronounce it right, Te Lumière?
La lumière, it's very good.
There you go. My French is not as perfect as I would like, which is Your Light. So how has that been for you?
Alors, est-ce que tu as compris ou est-ce que tu veux que je traduise?
Oui, j'ai compris cette partie. Écoutez, merci, ça va très bien. Les choses se passent plutôt très très bien pour moi. J'ai commencé, alors c'est vrai que j'ai sorti un album l'année dernière et c'était mon 2e album. Dites-moi si je parle trop au niveau de...
Super, je vais juste traduire cette partie. Maeva was just saying thank you very much, and it's true, she released 2 albums.
So this last year was my 2nd album, and my album's name was Endorphine. So Endorphine, c'est une... Vous savez que je suis médecin aussi, donc endorphine, c'est une hormone du plaisir, donc ça me tenait à cœur de mettre cet album parce que la musique me procure beaucoup de plaisir, mais aussi parce que je voulais propager ce plaisir à travers ma musique.
So Maeva, as you may know, is also in medicine. So she named her album Endorphin because it's a positive hormone, and not only she feels her album is positive, but she wanted to also spread the positivity.
Et cette année, c'est vrai que j'ai pris du plaisir. J'ai fait quelques concerts. Surtout, j'ai pris du plaisir en faisant des reprises et des covers de musique qui étaient déjà très connues, et notamment en anglais, parce que j'adore chanter en anglais. Et c'est drôle parce que selon le langage, la voix ne va pas du tout ressortir pareil. Sauf que je suis incapable anglais parce que j'ai pas assez de subtilité dans mon langage. Donc, c'est pour ça que j'ai fait quelques reprises en anglais dans une version très pop électro.
So she's had the pleasure to do quite a few concerts, and Maeva's also done a few covers and loves singing in English. And it's true to say that the voice is different in each language, but she's still working on kind of her accents. But she's done two is it beautiful covers? So
No,
or so.
In English, I made like 4 or 5.
Okay.
And I made one in Arabic.
Oh,
because the best way for me to sing in other languages to make covers, because it's easier for me than to write. Encore plus en arabe, bien sûr.
even more in Arabic. I think that's everything. Et c'est tout ce que tu voulais dire là-dessus. Je peux repasser à Olivia.
Oui, bien sûr.
Olivia, back to you.
Well, you are indeed very talented, I must say. And I know that when listening to your songs, you have a bit of like jazz and pop and even elements of soul. And I was just wondering, where does your inspiration comes from writing and composing music?
J'ai tout compris, hein, c'est bon. So overall, my albums are very jazzy, and even when I make covers, I always take them to the jazz because this is what I like most. I grew up with I try. Is it okay if I try to speak in English, or you prefer that
No, that's
I don't
fine.
know.
I'm very happy.
If it's too bad, you tell me. Like a child. I grew up with my mother because my parents were separated, and we spent a lot of time with her couple of best friends that are singers and that were singers in the jazz clubs. So every holidays, every weekends, I went with them in the jazz club to hear them play and sing, and that inspired me a lot. That became my reference. I mean, yes, my reference. For me, I always go back to the jazz. And
yeah.
After, of course, I a lot of jazz artists. I like it very much. And also now I'm trying to make a little bit of pop electro, because, you know, the only problem for me with the jazz is that I like to dance, but cannot really dance with the jazz. So that's why sometimes my sounds are like jazzy, but also very rhythmic with kicks and.
Yeah, absolutely. And so was that your first experience in music?
Yeah, my first experience in music was when I was a young kid, when I came in the jazz clubs, and after it became I made piano and singing in the conservatoire in France, but also that was my all-time hobby. As I was a single child, I had a sister, but when I was 9, so I spent 9 years really alone. I was spending all my weekends a little bit, you know, boring, that developed the creativity. And I spent a lot of time with registering, making music, trying to write lyrics. That was really bad. It started like that.
And so I know that from doing your own songs, you also do cover songs. So you've done, for instance, Maroon 5. So what makes you decide to do which song? Like, do you just feel it in you, or what makes you decide that?
Yeah, this is very funny because I don't, I really think with my heart, and I never think with what the people will like, or because I noticed that when you don't do it with your heart, if you don't like it very much, then it's not good, and the people, they can feel it. So usually what happens, I am in a party and I'm hearing the DJ, I'm dancing, and now I say, wow, this song, I must write it on my phone, I must make a cover of this song, I like it too. Because I make a lot of covers of all songs, but it's sometimes you go in a place, you hear an old song and you say, oh, that's it, I want to make a cover of this one, I like it too much, I can hear it like this. A way of it's not a professional way of choosing.
It's the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Like Sarah Louise says, it's when you just feel it and you know it's right. And yeah, I applaud you for that, for just doing your own, whatever you feel. And if it speaks to you, then yeah, you should go for it. And so I know that you have performed at a lot of sorry, I know that you have performed at a lot of places, yeah. Sorry, my voice just moves. So I was wondering to you, is that where do you prefer that? Do you prefer seeing a live audience? Is that where you feel you can shine the most, or do you prefer or feel more comfortable at a studio recording?
Oh, I think I'm a real artist, and what I prefer is to compose, to cook some music, and to be alone or just with my small circle of musicians. And I think it took a lot of time for me to have pleasure on stage, because at the beginning I was really shy. I was judging myself, and as you know, I am a doctor. I really started to share my music like 3 years ago. It's like when I started my live concert, I was like, oh, it's maybe not my place. Maybe people are judging me. Maybe it's not good enough. And that was too bad in my head, cutting my pleasure. And it took a long time to have pleasure. But the last live concert that I had, it was really, really good. I was like feeling in the right place, and sharing really a good vibe with the people. So it became better for me. But I still prefer the moment where the ideas, they come, you share with the musician, you try something on the piano, you try some lyrics, you feel like you are creating something good. But it's hard to choose, because after, when you share it, it's all finished, you share it with the people and you see the people singing your song. It's also fantastic. The last concert that I made, the I don't know how we say, les loges.
Oh, the backstage.
Oh, voilà. The backstage were under. So to go on the scene, I must go in the room and be in all the people in the place. And I was like, oh la la, my God, maybe. And I was waiting behind the door that was next to the enter of the concert room. And I was waiting that the musician end the introduction. And I was thinking, oh my God, if I hear the people say, oh, it's not good, or I'm not happy to be here, it will be horrible. But in fact, when I came out, and then when I crossed the room to go on the stage, everybody was singing with me, everybody was like dancing. So I felt, wow, that was really a good experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, like you said, I think every artist feel very not just shy but nervous that how they will be perceived. And I think, yeah, I think it's for every artist. They love creating, new songs and trying different elements and then showcasing it to the audience. And yeah, that's just, yeah, it's wonderful. And I know you said briefly, which I would love to touch upon, not only do you have a passion for music, you are also a radiologist. And so I would love if you could tell our audience a bit about what you do and why do you become interested in that career path.
In that, sorry, I didn't hear the last words.
Oh, apologies. Could you tell our audience what you do as a radiologist and why you decided to do that?
Ah, yes, okay. So when I was a young kid, I had a free passion. It was the music, the dance, and also the science. I was always experimenting on the animals in the garden, on the things in the house. And I'm not from my family. My mother, unfortunately, she's not alive anymore, but she was a commerçante. She had a shop.
Oh, yeah.
C'est bon, ouais.
Oui,
And, en fait, je viens pas d'un milieu favorisé, c'est ça que je voulais dire.
What I would say, maybe you don't come from a wealthy family, you
Yeah,
just like a working class.
Voilà, we didn't have a lot of money, and my mother was working a lot, and it was really difficult for her because she worked a lot, but she didn't earn a lot. She cannot do anything that she wants to do, and she always told me, I know you like, I can see that you like music, I can see that you like dance, but you must think of a job that will feed your family. And I can see that you like the science, so maybe try this way. So I listened to her. I made my studies of medicine. I was really subjuguée, je sais pas comment on dit, très impressionnée.
Very impressed.
Oui, I was really impressed. Every time I go to the doctor, I was, wow, that's really a nice job to help the other. I want always to help the other. And so I made my medicine studies like I promised her I will do, and I really like it. In despite it is very hard studies, and you need to work a lot because in France it's like 30 years to have a job in medicine specialty, and you have to work a lot in the bibliothèque, and so it's not easy, but I just have good memories of that moment. It was really very interesting. And after I like it very much. I continue. I made a specialty in radiology, and after I made a specialty in the breast cancer because I had the opportunity to work in the Institut Curie, that is a very important institute in France that works against the cancer. And so I learned how to see the breast cancer in radiology with some of the best guys in France. And that's very passionate, even if it's the opposite of the music, because it's very serious, because there's no place for the creativity. You just need to do what you learned, and you need to be very, very serious, even if I am also serious in my art. So I continue this, and I continue now to work twice a week as a doctor in breast cancer. I like it very much. I'm very proud of that because I really like to help the other. So now I feel like I can help the other with taking care of them, and I can help others sometimes with my music. But for me, it's really a good balance to have, in a way, in a place, the medical work that is very serious, that I am very proud of, and in the other place, the days where I do just music and I create and I empty my head of also all the things that I can see in the hospital.
Yeah, absolutely. And I truly commend you for doing that and doing both from music to being a radiologist. It's both of them, I think, is very demanding and very difficult at times. And yeah, I truly commend you for doing them both at the same time. And it must be a bit difficult doing 2 jobs. Do you find that?
I really separate my weeks in 2, because I have the Monday and the Thursday that are my days of hospital working, and I have the Tuesday and the Friday I only make music. And also, as I have kids, I take care of them a lot on the Wednesday and the weekends, because that are the day they need a lot. But I know in my week I have not less than 2 days for the music. But when I say 2 days, an artist is never 2 days. It's 2 days plus every evening, because every evening when everybody's sleeping, I'm writing, I'm singing, I'm playing, I'm working on my social media, I'm working on everything. And every time I have a time off, I do music. But finally, the organization is okay. That was the most difficult was at the beginning, because of I was always asking me, what will the people think about 2 different lives like this, especially the one I am working with. So at the beginning, I took another name for my artist name. Now I am Maeva Fischer, my real name, the name I work with, even a doctor. But at the beginning, I said that my name was Maeva Blue Note. So I said the people, when they go out of the hospital, they don't see my name and see my songs. I was ashamed, but finally I quickly saw that in the people I am working with in the hospital, the people that are my patients, the people I treat, they enjoy my music and they like this. So now it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think anyone who listened to your song will instantly be addicted to them and really enjoy them. And I feel like I talk quite a bit. So I will pass over to Pally if he has any questions he'd like to ask you.
Yeah, thank you, Olivia. I think you covered quite a lot of things. I think my main question really is around your social media. So where can we find you? You're busy, but you spend time creating music. So where can we go and find all this different music from?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand everything.
Je peux traduire. Fallait demander juste où est-ce que les gens peuvent trouver ta musique, quels sont tes profils médias sociaux, etc.
Okay, so it's very easy. My music is released on every streaming platform, so YouTube, Spotify, Deezer, Apple Music, Amazon Music, everyone. And my social, so you just need to write Maeva Fischer, Fischer, and there is everything. Now you can check my last album, my last covers, but also my first albums, and I don't know which one is better to hear at first. Maybe the last one, because we progress a lot, but it's also for artists. Funny to hear like one of the first song and one of the last song, to see how it goes, how it becomes better, the voice, the music, the everything. And for the social media, I am especially on Instagram. That's where I started to share my music like 3 years ago. Maeva Fischer officiel, Maeva Fischer .officiel. And that's the place where I share all my news. I share even a bit of my life when I go out. As I live in Paris and I love Paris, I am a Paris lover. I always share videos and pictures of Paris. When I go in a nice restaurant, I share it. And I also especially share all my life dates, my last music, the way how I create them. And when I am in the studio, I always make stories to explain how I do. I really like this social media because it's a lot of interaction.
Absolutely, it's a lot of engagement, especially, you know, it's in this day and age, it's the only way to connect to people really quickly.
Yes.
And going from that to my next question, obviously you've mentioned about all these different songs that you've done. Will it be cheeky to ask you to do maybe a little snippet of any of your songs? Maybe something new, maybe something old? It's maybe yours.
Like this a cappella, nothing.
Yeah, just a cappella, you know. As I say, if you're an artist, we say, yeah, draw me something, and you know, you're a musician, sing or something.
Yeah, okay. I don't know which one I'm thinking about which one I can make the better. You prefer in English, or you prefer a cover in English, or you prefer one of my song in French?
Hey, since it's today is French, you know, I think we should go with French. But as I said, the stage is all yours.
Okay, I will make one of my first of my second album, ENDORPHINE. One of the song is Ringard. The music is really cool. So I really tell you, hear it. The people who will hear it with the music, because the music is really cool. But I will sing this one because I like it very much. The name is Ringard. And so I don't know how we say that in English.
Yeah, it's hard to translate exactly, but it's old-fashioned or uncool, kind of.
That is the name because uncool, and it's a song for my husband. It's a compliment. I told him that's a compliment because really he's like old-fashioned, but he's really nice with the people, not like the new generation. He's not very old, but in his head it looks like he's very old, but that's a good thing. So I wrote this song called Ringard, and that's for him. When I wrote it, I wrote it one night in the morning. I woke up, I started to do it in the piano, and I told him, do you like it? And he said, yes, but that's for who? And I said, that's for you. And so he said, yes, I like it. But I said, but it's okay if I put in my album? He said, yes. So I put in my album, and that was like the number one of my album. Wow. So I will sing. J'aime ton sourire, spécialement lorsqu'il est pour moi. T'aimes pas faiblir, c'est ringard, mais c'est ce que j'aime chez toi. Et tu te moques de mes stories, je t'explique et tu souris. Tu veux me voir au quotidien dans la vraie vie. Et s'il faut me divertir, tu sauras me faire plaisir. Et c'est ça qui chez toi m'a conquise. C'est peut-être ringard, mais ça te perd et te tira et ça me plaît. Il n'y a que toi pour m'offrir ça. Ça ne s'invente pas les gens comme toi. C'est peut-être ringard, mais ça se perd et c'est tirant et ça me plaît. Il n'y a que toi pour m'offrir ça. Ça ne s'invente pas les gens comme toi. With my kids shouting.
Well done.
Wow.
Well done.
That is really amazing. Thank you so much for that number. Feels so
Thank you.
jazzy. And, I suppose you can tell myself and Olivia, we don't speak French. I just know maybe as much as bonjour. But, you can just feel the groove in there, which is, it's really, really cool. Yeah, as they say, time does fly when you're having fun. So that's it from me. I will pass back to Olivia. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for
Yeah, thank you, Penny. And I think I would just like to end this on what have you got coming up? What's in the pipeline? What are you doing now?
what I'm doing now. I am actually I continue all my covers and creation because I really like it. I'm always making like 100 things at the same time. That's my problem. I'm creating a new song and I made a concours. How do we say that?
Contests, do you mean?
Yeah. I make a contest on Instagram. I started the music. I started the production of the music, the lyrics, and I asked to somebody to finish it. So now I am receiving a lot of proposition of the people on Instagram. And on the 12th of May, I will choose with 3 of my musicians who will come in the studio to register with me. So and to that the lyrics that they write. And also I am working for DJs now. I am top lining. That's really new for me because it's not my style, but we asked me to do that, so I wanted to try because I don't want to close any door, and I'm not used to that, but I really like to dance in the with the DJs on the beach and in the parties. So I am doing that also for 2 of them. And I am thinking about, and maybe in October, more lives are coming. And also, of course, I am thinking about writing a 3rd album because that is, my favorite part.
Wow.
So that's
You're going to be very busy. But I would love to hear it and I would love to know more. And I think, unfortunately, that's all we got time for today. So I would like to thank you so much for coming onto the show. You've been absolutely wonderful.
Thank you very much for receiving me. Thank you.
Thank
And
Yes, so I suppose, yeah, at this point, we'll say, yeah, until we meet again. Thank you so much, Maeva Fischer. Thank you, Olivia. Sarah Louise for, helping us
you.
cross all that boundary. So until we meet again, thank you so much, guys. Have a great day. Bye.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Power Ace Radio.